Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. Today, I wanted to chat with you guys about Amy Decision's best grocery saving tips. Let's get right into it. For any of you that have not read the Tightwad Gazette or know about it, I'm kind of surprised. It's been around a long time. I wish that Amy would write some more books, but she has been happily retired for a long time. But her grocery saving tips are definitely valid for today. Amy, as far as I know, still lives in Leeds, Maine, a small town, and she had 6 children, and so it was a family of 8. Now, back in the early 90s, their family lived off or spent around $180 some a month for groceries. They generally did their main grocery shopping once a month. Now, that would probably be equivalent, and this is just a guesstimate, of about $450 to $15 a month now. And so she didn't spend a lot of money on groceries back then. And that would be if you had, imagine right now, if you had 6 children, 2 adults, so 8 people. If you, right nowadays in 2025, you were spending a little over $400 a month. That is a very frugal grocery budget. So I'm going to tell you how she did it and all the different ways that she did. Some of these may be helpful to you and relevant to you, some may not. First is, and I'm going to put them together at the same one. First was gardening and canning. She spent a lot of time gardening and canning. That sounds wonderful, but you do have to have the time to be able to do that. But in the long run, that could save you a lot of money because you can grow a lot of your own vegetables. For example, you know, obviously they had tomatoes, so they're going to make kind of pizza sauce and also spaghetti sauce. And making all those sauces can save you a lot of money. And growing your own fruits and vegetables can really save you a lot of money. So gardening and canning, that was huge. Number 2, kept a price book. So they knew where to get the right prices. There was never the one store that got all the best prices. Each store kind of offered something different. I feel the same way. You can't get all great deals at one place. It's better if you kind of diversify a little bit. Number 3, bulk buying items they knew they were going to use. And so she would, do a lot of research. A big part of how Amy and her husband Jim saved a lot of money is they spent a lot of time making phone calls. And that was back in the day when you could make a lot of phone calls to do and find out information. And they did a lot of research, okay? And that's how a lot of people spend a lot. If you don't have a lot of time, they kind of can eat into that. And, you can't maybe save quite a bit of money. Kind of time is money. But they did a lot of research on things. So bulk buying and buying items when they were a great deal. And these are items they would use a lot. For example, maybe oats, cornmeal. Because one of her inexpensive breakfasts I know was cornmeal mush. I've actually never had cornmeal mush. I'm curious if any of you have had it and if you like it. Just kind of curious on that. And so it could be flour, sugar, all that types of things, okay? Number 4, eliminate processed foods and convenience foods unless it's a special treat every now and then, and it would have to be on a deep discount. Number 5, buy generic food. Amy talked a lot about, hey, occasionally they might take advantage of a coupon, but most of the time they found that they would get better prices if they cook from scratch and or bought generic versions of things. And it depends if the store's double or triple. Back in the day, I used to get a lot of great deals couponing when they doubled and tripled them. So it depends on the situation, okay? I miss double and triple couponing. Can I get a double hello from anyone? Okay, number 6, buy marked down or damaged goods. She got a lot of great deals doing that. Things that you're going to use, okay? 7, cut back a little bit on meat. So yes, you have meat, but you're not making that the star of the show. And then 8, this is huge. Keep your weight down and eat portion control. Honestly, and I'm saying this and pointing those big fat thumbs back at myself, if the average American just ate portion control and didn't use any of these other tips, it would save money on groceries, okay? I definitely know that. Number 9, barter for free food. She would do that all the time. You could trade services, trade with your neighbors. You can save a lot of money. Maybe your neighbors have a bunch of extra cucumbers or watermelon. You could save a lot of money doing that. Number 10, we all know this, prepare as much as you can from scratch. She would talk about how inexpensively she can make pizzas, and they would just make a lot of these things. So she'd make a bunch of pizza crusts and then maybe freeze them for a later use, okay? So obviously, you know, she had freezers so that she could prepare. And one thing about Amy, she was always, and I didn't write this in here, but it's something I'll add, she was always prepared, but not only that, she was good at labeling and organizing so that nothing went to waste, which brings me to number 11. Waste nothing. Find a use for it. A child takes a couple bites out of an apple. You don't throw the apple away. You cut, you know, that apple up and you make it into a little apple crisp. You don't just throw it away, okay? Number 12, basically a lot of stir fries, casseroles, stews, and soups. And you just put a lot of veggies, beans, and all that kind of stuff in there, you know, and obviously they were big into soaking beans. When you know, you have all of that with your rice and your beans and your veggies and some spices and a little bit of meat, it can stretch a long way. Shopping for your main groceries once a month was another way. And last but not least, having a go-to menu or having a monthly menu with what I call breakfasts, lunches, dinners, snacks. And so they'd have a list of snacks so the kids could kind of see, hey, what are the options? And so nobody ever went hungry. They didn't eat any kind of fancy food. It was simple, good, nutritious food, and she was big into making sure that everybody had their vegetables, they had their protein, they had everything that they needed in portion control. And obviously drinking water, I'm sure I didn't add that to the list, but that was huge too. So these are some of the ways she saved money on groceries. Now, I don't know if we could get our grocery bill as low as Amy would nowadays, but I think if we even use just a few of these tips, it could definitely save us money. Let me know, guys, do any of you have these Tightwad Gazette books, and do you ever refer back to them? I'm kind of curious. I'd love to know some of your favorite tips from Amy Decision. That's all I have to say for now. I love you, I appreciate you, and I sure hope to see you on tomorrow morning's video. Bye, everybody.